Hi everybody and welcome back to the Frank Knit Sewing Machines YouTube channel. Today we're going to have a look at some Pfaff machines, which is a range that we've had in store now for a while and really been enjoying. They've got some really unique features that we're going to have a little look at today. So we've got part of the 6 series range with us at the moment. So we've got, there's 3 in the range, a 610, a 620 and a 630. So we've got the 2 slightly higher models here today. Main features being kind of the top of the range has got the quilting focused accessories, which we know you all really like, and that's why it's called the Quilt Ambition 630. So lower down in the ranges you're getting not a colour touch screen, so it's kind of more navigation with the buttons. That does also go for the 610 as well, but they all have the the really unique thing about the Pfaffs is the integrated the IDT system, integrated dual transportation system, which is, you know, why these machines have been hugely popular and why we've really been liking having them in store. So we're going to have a run through on the 630 model, because that's got, you know, everything and more that we can show you. So first of all, with the accessories that it comes with and the number of stitches, you've got 201 stitches on this model, and then coming with it you've got everything, all basic accessories, spool caps, screwdrivers, things like that. As well as coming in the feet, we've got our one-step buttonhole foot, our zipper foot, and you can see these are all very different to the feet you might see on other models, on other ranges, because of the integrated dual feed system. So this one is the fancy stitch foot with the IDT, and this is a fancy stitch foot without the IDT, a blind hem foot, and a 1/4 inch foot, and there is also a free motion foot on here as well. I've currently got the standard presser foot with the IDT on the machine, so this cut out in the back, the feet all clip on as well really easily, and to get them off you just kind of tip them forward. This IDT bit at the back is what it's all about with the Pfaffs. So this is this black extra kind of feeding mechanism that's coming down from behind and linking into these gaps on the feet in order to kind of connect with that back feed dog and provide a really smooth and reliable feed with no slippage. I'll just pop that one back on. I just have to take the feed off. And it really is that easy to engage, and being able to use it on a range of feet is quite unique to these models. I mean, there's new machines coming out all the time, so this might not be valid forever, but at the minute this is a pretty good range to have with that integrated system. Alright, so I'll just pop these over here and we'll have a look at the threading up of the machine. We haven't got as many numbers as we do on other brands, but it's you've got a choice with your spool pin. So it's set to be horizontal here, but you can always flip that up to be vertical as well, depending on what kind of thread it is you have and what size spool. So I'll pop it down here for the moment, and just going to use a standard Gutterman one. I'll just get a spool cap. So you run out of your bobbin, you just leave your needle thread exactly where it is. Underneath, keep it underneath the foot, and then bring it up through that left hand thread guide kind of slit here. So back up there, keep it to the left, because there is on the left a little kind of wire that you would just lay the thread past there. And then we can go straight to kind of back to where our bobbin winding mechanism begins, and around here, and then over to the bobbin winder, and again coming from the back and around. So the Pfaff bobbins do have a little hole for you to kind of poke your thread up through, which is what it says in the manual to do, so we may as well do it properly. Poke it up there. So that's just to secure where the thread is. Push it over. The machine knows we're bobbin winding on the screen, and then we can use our foot control to start that. So this is just winding directly from the needle. Really easy. That'll do. Pull that away to the left again, and we've got another trimmer here as well, so we can just trim that off exactly where it is. And then we've got our bobbin to pop into the top. So this sits in like a lot of other manufacturers, keeping the thread coming out to the left, drops into position, goes around that guide there where the arrows are, and then back around to get to another trimmer and replace your cover. And we can just pull this through gently. And that's it. No need to rethread the machine because it's already done. So we've got our IDT engaged at the moment. So depending on which stitch we actually select to, it'll always give us a foot recommendation. So the colour touch screen here is a really big advantage. It's much more easy to navigate around. Down the side here, different menu functions for alphabets, so it's really easy to type lettering. It's very simple, straightforward to actually use, as you can see. And then obviously delete, there's buttons there, so that's really simple to get your head around. And then in settings here, we've also got quite a few options. One of them being, if we scroll down, right, so that's the top of the menu here. So you've got thread tension. You can tell the machine if you've got a twin needle on, and also the size of that twin needle, which is, I haven't seen that on many machines at all before. So you can set it for 2mm, 4mm, whatever you need to. So that will then keep you within the parameters of what that twin needle can do. Stitch width safety, you can also put that on individually. So that means that'll just now be a straight stitch machine. So if we were to go out of the settings and back here, it's because I've got the stitch width safety on, it's going to let me select, I believe, straight stitches. And yeah, see, if I've selected that number 5 zigzag, it's still coming up as a straight stitch because it thinks we're just doing straight stitching at this point in time. So do remember, if you have that on, to go back in your settings and take it off. What else have we got on here? Yeah, those are the two main kind of unique features about this particular model. And again, as I said, so now we've taken off that stitch width safety. Our stitch number 5, the zigzag that we selected, is now visible. On here we can change the width and the length of the stitch, and it gives you that visualization, which is really nice because not all kind of brands do that. So it's nice to see exactly what kind of stitch you're going to be getting on your screen. So if we press that one there, you've got these kind of folders which kind of contribute to these sections here. They're kind of split out into loads of different decorative stitches, and obviously they just set themselves up automatically depending on what you select. So here we go, this has changed now to, it's recommending me to use foot 2A. It's also recommending me to use stabiliser. And so which one's 2A? Let's have a look. So that is the fancy stitch foot without the IDT. So that's what that bit there. So it's saying that to use the standard feed dogs, obviously, but to use the one without the IDT in. And that's just due to the nature of the stitch. So if you follow the instructions as given on the screen, you're going to end up with the best possible quality of stitching. So now we'll pop on the foot that it's recommending so that we're getting the best possible quality stitch that we can. So I'll just take off this IDT one, remove that, and put on the kind of fancy stitch ones. This one's got a nice big cutout at the back in order to keep the stitches nice and flat, so you've not got that IDT on top of it. So that's what it's recommending for this stitch. And just to also show you, you can see here it's got 2A, and that's exactly what's recommended on the screen if you're wondering where the numbers and letters are. They're really easy to clip on and off these. Literally just foot up and then it just comes away and then clip back on. It's really simple. Thread to the back, and then let's give this one a try. Great stuff. So if we want to use something like the pattern end function, we actually do just have to set that on the machine. So if we wanted this to finish at the next complete palm, which this is kind of palmy looking, if we press this, that highlights the pattern end there, and then we just hit the reverse button when we're ready to finish. So this should finish, I'll let it do that one, I'll let it restart a new one, I've hit the reverse, and now it'll stop at the end of that complete palm and do the tie off. We can then use our thread cutter, and voila, that's pretty. So we'll just pop on the another IDT foot, just to show you that in action, how that really works. Well, I'll just put on the fancy stitch IDT maybe. Let's try that one. Clip that one on, engage the IDT at the back. And then for a stitch like this, for a foot like this, let's try, there's one of the, that's saying to use the 0, that one will work with this stitch, that's fine. Just so we can see it in action really. powering through at the back. You do have your speed control here. It's in a slightly different position, and it's like obviously minimum, maximum, depends on what you want to go. So you've got full range of speed if we're up there, and so the control on the foot control is pretty good. I can go really nice and slow if I want to. You can kind of feel it gearing up to get to the highest speed there. So we can have needle down and pivoting, and hopefully you can get a good view of that forcing through the fabric with the IDT. Lovely. Oh, there's another feature. If you hold down that button, it's for the needle stop position. So if that's highlighted, then the needle will be stopping down, and if it's not highlighted, then it'll be stopping upwards. So it's really, these are quite, easy to reach, so you don't have to fiddle around in menus. They're directly there on the screen, on the built into the machine as real solid buttons, which is great. So yeah, so this is the Pfaff range of the 6 series, if you like, 610, 620, 630, all with lots of really amazing built-in features like the needle winding for the bobbin winder, the thread cutters on them, apart from the 610, and needle stop positions and everything like that, and the IDT, which is the key feature for these Pfaff models, which really does make it very easy to go through layers of materials with all these different feet as well, which is really nice. So yes, if you've got any questions or would like to know more about these models, do come in store or ask us below. We'll do our best, and we hope to see you again soon. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you like the video, and yeah, we'll see you again soon. Bye for now.